So, hello students, welcome to this channel. Today we are going to be starting with an introduction to carbohydrates. Now, whenever we talk about biochemistry, this is one of the first biomolecule that comes to our mind. So, today let's start with the definition of carbohydrates. Now, what exactly are carbohydrates? As the name itself indicates, carbohydrates happen to be hydrates of carbon. So, when I say hydrates of carbon, which automatically tells you that these compounds contain carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in its structure, and usually most of them can be described by the empirical formula CxH2OY. That means the carbon and the water molecules, usually you'll find that it's in a particular fixed ratio. The x and y may not be the same, it may be the same. For example, when we talk about glucose can be written as CxH2O6. That means here the number of water molecules and the number of carbons is the same. It may be different in different compounds also, but this particular definition of carbohydrates, when it was given, what happened is later they realized that you have compounds which are carbohydrates but which do not fit into this particular formula, and they also may be compounds that fit into this formula but they may not be carbohydrates in nature. One common example is acetic acid. You can write it as CH3COOH, so it can be written as C2H2O2, but that doesn't make acetic acid a carbohydrate. So new definition to describe carbohydrates was needed, and now we talk about carbohydrates, we define them as polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones or compounds that give you such compounds on hydrolysis, right? So when I say polyhydroxy, basically we are talking about multiple hydroxyl group. So any compound that contains more than one hydroxyl group, besides that it contains either an aldehyde group or a ketone group as its functional group, is what is called as a carbohydrate. So that means for any compound to be defined as a carbohydrate, it should have at least 3 carbons. So for example, a carbohydrate that contains 3 carbons is what is glyceraldehyde. Now glyceraldehyde happens to be the simplest of carbohydrates that contains 3 carbons. Now the functional group that's present in glyceraldehyde happens to be an aldehyde group, in which case the carbohydrate is called as an aldose, and if it contains a ketone group, it is referred to as a ketose. So a carbohydrate may be an aldose or it could be a ketose. The names of most of these carbohydrates, it ends with the suffix OSE. Okay, now these carbohydrates basically they happen to be they are also referred to as saccharides, and this word saccharides comes from the Greek word saccharine, which basically means sweet, or the other ones which are called as sugars. So that's why the general terminologies, you will find that in the case of carbohydrate it usually ends with the word saccharide. So they would be called as a monosaccharide, an oligosaccharide, a polysaccharide, and so on. We'll be looking at these classifications later. Before that, we need to know what is the importance of carbohydrate, why are these carbohydrates considered to be such important compounds. So first and foremost, carbohydrates happen to be one of the most widely available food substances. They are abundantly available. Any of the food substance that we look at, usually they'll contain carbohydrates as part of their structure. They are considered to be instant sources of energy. When we say instant sources, how much of energy is supplied from carbohydrates? Carbohydrates supply about 4 calories per gram. When I say 4 calories, I'm talking about a capital C. That means it's basically per gram of carbohydrate that is consumed, you get about 4 kilocalories of energy. Certain organs like the brain, etc., depends exclusively on carbohydrates as a source of energy. Carbohydrates can also be stored in the body. In the plants, it's stored in the form of starch. In animal cells, it's stored in the form of glycogen. So starch and glycogen happen to be the reserve fuels of carbohydrate, the forms in which carbohydrates are stored. Carbohydrates can also be converted into other organic substances. For example, amino sugars, amino acid, lipids, etc., can all be synthesized from carbohydrates. Carbohydrates in the diet, they provide you with dietary fiber. Carbohydrates are also important components of the cell walls in plants. For example, cellulose is present. In the case of arthropods, you will find chitin that is present in the exoskeleton. You find carbohydrates in the gel that surrounds the ovum. They act as lubricating substances. It's present in the synovial fluid in the joints, the vitreous humor of the eye, etc. And carbohydrates also happen to be important components of the cell membrane. They are usually present on the outer surface of the cell membrane, where they are involved in fertilization, growth, cell to cell communication, adhesion, etc. Right? And you also find carbohydrates as very important components of DNA and RNA. All of you are aware that RNA contains the ribose sugar, DNA contains the deoxyribose sugar. Many of the coenzymes like ATP, NAD, FAD, they also contain carbohydrates or ribose sugar, the pentose sugar, as part of their structure. And that's why carbohydrates play very, very important functions in our body. We'll look at the classification in the next session. Thank you so much.